Welcome to part 2. If you watched all of part 1, cool. Like, I commend you. If you didn't, you should go watch part 1, because then part 2 probably won't make much sense since it's like it's one video I just karate chopped in half. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me about your experience with ADHD and maybe any suspicions that you might have ADHD. And so usually this it's just fireworks going off in my head all the time. I think that's why I always sound so excited about everything, because it hits me like boom, like bricks, like boom, you're excited now. Whew. I ran. I feel like it's easier for me to get started. Like, I'm not procrastinating. Like, it's easier for me to start. But I've noticed, like, my voice is just this, like, real even, like, just very, like, right here. Usually I'm like, right?
Or quiet.
Or completely quiet. And I haven't randomly Googled anything today. Not one thing. In the shower, I was thinking about, man, I wish I knew the answer to this. And I didn't immediately try to Google it when I got out the shower. I was like, well, it's not important right now. I am in awe. So some things, I believe since this is time released, I feel the effects of each release, because about every 45 minutes to an hour, I don't know if this has anything to do with it. I mean, it does, it's a symptom, but based off the time, I get nauseous, dizzy, and shaky all at the same time for about 5 minutes. And so I have to stop what I'm doing and wait till it goes away. Another thing is I'm very calm. And like, I'm talking slower than I usually talk. It's because my thoughts aren't jumbled up. Like, usually I'm talking faster because I'm having so many different thoughts at the same time. I'm trying to get them all out at one time. And I'm not having, like, I'm thinking faster than my mouth can move sometimes, but nope, not right now. It makes me feel some type of way a little bit, that my personality is a little bit different. My mom said that might even out. Who knows? So I don't really like, because I've always been identified as the really bubbly, really excited, person. And now that's not here. That's different. So yeah, that's what's going on throughout the day. Like, I feel the shaky, nausea randomly, and dizziness randomly. I am feeling tired or sleepy. I don't know if it's because I was up late last night, but I feel tired because not necessarily, like, I could go to sleep. I desire to go to sleep, but I could also not and be fine. And usually, like, if I get sleepy, like, I'll get really, really tired and I won't be able to focus. Like, if I'm trying to focus on something really hard for work, I might get like one thing done and then I'm like ready to take a nap. I don't know what to say about that. I'm sure there's some kind of scientific chemical explanation of why. I think it's because people with ADHD have to use much more energy to focus on something. And so they get tired easier or something like that. But yeah, I do feel tired. But I could keep going. I'm fine. And only thing, that slightly concerns me, because once this wears off, I'm probably gonna be really, really, really tired, because Concerta is a stimulant medication, and so it's firing off more than it usually does, so that there's a chance that more hit where it's supposed to go, versus before where the firing is going off and then like these signals just kind of like fall or go off in a different direction. It's not hitting where it's supposed to hit. This time it fires more, so there's more of a chance that more hit where it's supposed to go. And I know that's gonna make me tired by the time this wears off.
And I know I'm fine.
To my mom's house to do some earring stuff. And excuse the shakiness of the camera. I got the cheapest phone holder on Amazon. Am I centered? Sure. Alright, so I'm on my way to my mom's house, and I just want to do like a little check-in of where I'm at with the Concerta that I'm on. So right now, my throat feels like the Sahara Desert. Like, my throat is so dry. It's sticking together. It's like I haven't drank. It's like I haven't had any water today, and my nostrils are really dry. I know like the medicine affects people in different ways, but like, goodness gracious, I've had a lot of water today. I started off with a bottle this morning right after I took the pills, and then I had another bottle, then I had another bottle. I'm on my 4th bottle of water, and I know maybe other people drink water all day, but usually by this point of the day, I'm not on a 4th bottle of water. I'm happy if I make it through like a bottle and a half of water a day, or like 2 bottles a day, not 4th bottle of water at 4 o'clock. So that's what I was, going through. But, aside from like I stopped getting nauseous, I did get hungry around like sometime after lunchtime, like around 2 o'clock. Like I got hungry, like, eat now, right now. I turn off the oven. So yeah, it was like, eat now. I know I say too much. I really hope I turned off the oven. I'm not turning around. Oh, my glass is so dirty. Where was I at? So yeah, I got pretty hungry around 2 o'clock, even though I'd eaten breakfast, which is fine. Like, it's about the normal way I eat usually. So I haven't really experienced like a huge loss of appetite. There was one point like where my stomach was growling, but I wasn't having the urge to eat. And I was like, oh, you want food, don't you? So side effects, aside from like what I felt today, side effects will be every once in a while nausea, dizziness, and like a little bit of the shakes, and then like my throat being just so dry. And also it made me really calm. Like, I still feel like I'm still on the effects of it. It made me really calm. I noticed that when I would get frustrated, like usually when I get frustrated with myself, I'm just all the way upset. Like, I'm just, boom, angry, mad. Or if I get sad, it's like full effect of sad. Like I'm not like at a 2. It's like, you know, I'm gonna go straight to 7 and I'm on my way to 10. But no, like when I got frustrated with myself during work today because it was something that I forgot to do yesterday, I was just like, well, it is what it is. You know, you'll do it next time, and, you know, if you get fired, so be it. It wasn't something that's fireable, but I was just like, hey, you know, you did what you could. So that's that. But first part of the work day is done. It's a cop. So anyway, I worked really well for like hours straight. I think I took maybe like a 15 to 20 minute break to eat something, but I didn't even look at my cell phone. Like, I would notice the notifications, but I didn't have an urge to like, I have to stop what I'm doing and look at my phone immediately. Usually, every little sound, every little notification on my phone, everything distracts me and I get thrown off of what I was doing and I have to go do whatever it is that caught my attention. And you know how social media is. Once you get on there, you get stuck there sometimes, which would be especially difficult because I am the social media person at my job. So I would get on my job's page to do something, and then I'll get a notification on my page, and all of a sudden, or I'll even get stuck on my job's page. Like, I'll just get stuck sometimes, which I know is like an everybody thing, but this was just it. I could just definitely see the difference. It was just way easier to stay focused on things. Like, I didn't put anything off. I was like, well, let me just do this now and get it out of the way, which is not usually how I do things. If I don't really want to do it, I literally do it at the last minute, or I forget to do it, or I'll have to write it down 100 times to remember to do it, and I'll be like, I'll just do this later. Instead, this time I was just like, I'm just going to do it now and get it out of the way. And it's funny because my mom has told me this my whole life, like, Drea, why don't you just do it now and get it out of the way? And I'm like, because I can do it later. Not true. So yeah, I think I might be coming down off of it. I feel less, I don't want to say stoic, but I feel less like, you know, I'm at a 18 milligram dosage, which I'm comfortable with right now. I hope I don't like get so used to it that it stops working. I haven't crashed. There was one point, I think about an hour ago, that I needed to, like, I was like, I need to lay down and take a nap. I wasn't physically tired, but I was just like mentally exhausted. I was like, let me just lay down. And I laid down and my phone rang, and then I woke back up. Like, I was laying down for like 15 seconds. I say like too much. Where'd I get that from? Yeah, so I was laying down for 15 seconds and I got up and blah. But it's cool. You know, it's cool for me keeping my job. Not saying I was doing horrible at my job, but it was just starting to feel like how I felt when I was back in school. Like, everything, people were asking me for simple tasks or to remember simple things or getting assigned simple, you know, whatever. I mean, not so simple, but just like regular stuff. And it's just harder. It was just harder for me to stay focused on those things and get the things done or get it done in a certain amount of time. One thing that was tripping me out today is, like, I was always aware of the time and how much time had passed and how long it was taking me to do things and when I wanted to get those things done. And it was like, I just really wanted to get them done. And that's weird. Usually I don't have the motivation to even start. So, that's interesting. interesting. But I'll do one last check-in at the end of the day. I am not looking forward to a crash, but I've read up on the Concerta crash, and I would like not to have a whole crash at the end of the day, but I'm ready for it. You know, if it happens, it happens. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but another thing I don't really like is, I don't want to say my personality got dry, like my throat, but like Rashad said earlier, you know, he said I wasn't as bubbly as I usually am, and that's just like who I am, and so it's weird to not have that, and it's weird to not just have, like, there was a point where we were on Zoom, I was fixing up my lunch, and it was just quiet, and, you know, there's been other times where, you know, we'd just be sitting looking at each other quietly, but it was like nothing random popped in my head to talk about, which is different for me. Usually, like, I'm just cracking jokes and saying a bunch of random stuff, you know, nothing. I was just cooking my eggs and bread. That's what I was doing. Forgot a symptom, sweating for no reason. Wasn't even hot, I was cold and just sweating. I don't know how many times I've applied my deodorant today, but just my armpits felt hot. Good morning. My throat is dry. Okay. So yesterday, I think I crashed around like 5:30, 6 o'clock. I just felt super duper tired. It felt like a hangover without the headache. I felt mentally tired, but it lasted for maybe about 15, 20 minutes. Like, I laid down for a little bit, and then I was good when I got up and started moving around. So it's just day 2. I'm taking my medicine a little bit later because I am. It's almost 8 o'clock. I'm eating a little bit of fruit before I take this pill. And I'm doing some reading. I'm awake. No headache today. I really don't want to take it. I don't like taking medicine. And it's like the first hour, I feel like really like tingly. And that's weird. And then coming down off of it, and then like, we'll see how that goes. Hi, it's the next day. It's Thursday. I think it's the last check-in I'm gonna do because this video is already like way too long. So I'm coming towards the end of my work day, and my boss is definitely noticing changes in my working habits and, you know, like my productivity and stuff. It got to a point where I asked him for something, and I was like, I thought I saw you sent me this. Would you mind resending it because I don't see it in my emails? And he was like, you don't see it because I haven't even sent it yet. Which is, it's noticeable. It's like, it's a milestone for me because I probably wouldn't even remember to ask him for that. I probably wouldn't even be on the project that I'm working on right now. I'd probably be still on stage 1. I notice, like, I still get distracted, but not as much as I usually do. And if I get distracted, it doesn't throw me off. I might spend a few seconds or about a minute looking at something I mean, not even that long. I'm just like, I'm not as interested as I would have been before. And I'm like, well, I was doing something. Let me go back to that. I always like get back to what I was doing. And this is great for me working. I feel on fire. Now, if I sit down and try to draw something, I don't know what that's gonna, I haven't tried to be creative on this medication. We'll see what happens later on. I have to make some stuff for this pop-up we have later, so. But yeah, I mean, it works. I can tell, there is like a very noticeable difference between me on medication and off. And the medication, I mean Concerta. On Concerta and off Concerta. And the way I am on Concerta is definitely great for work. Like, I could sit in my office all day on this stuff. I didn't really feel a whole bunch of the side effects today. Nausea a little bit this morning, but it hasn't been like where I would have to stop and rest or not move for a second. A little bit of dizziness when I got up after I was sitting for a while. I went to go get some food from a drive-thru, and I noticed, like, usually when I'm driving, I'm looking at everything, you know, and I don't know how you want to interpret that. I'm an okay driver. I haven't been in a car accident in like 6 years. Anyway, usually I'm looking at a lot of stuff. I keep licking my lips because they're so dry. I told you this stuff dries out my throat. Today it's my lips. Yeah, usually I am looking at stuff. Like, I'll look inside people's cars. I'm looking inside the restaurants. I'm looking at the light. I'm looking at the sky. I'm looking at the road. There's a rock on the, you know, on the sidewalk. That's some pretty grass over there. Wow, that grass is green. Oh, look at those flowers. I wish I could pick some. And when I was driving, it was just like, it's the road. All right, now I'm at Dunkin' Donuts. And when I pulled in through the drive-thru, and they actually took a long time on my order, and I didn't even notice. I hate waiting for things. Usually, I cannot stand to wait in lines. If there's a line, I just won't have it. If it's food, if it's the grocery store, whatever has to do with lines, I'm just not good. I won't do it. I will avoid lines at all costs. Avoid waiting for things at all costs. I can't take things that cause anticipation, movies with like this, we're just going to build up. Like, I'll forward to the end of the movie. And so my food was taking a long time. And when I just sat there. Usually if I can't not have some kind of stimulation. So, and I know everybody looks at their phone. Okay, but I will pick up my phone immediately and look at it and scroll and scroll and scroll until I have something else to focus my attention on. And I just sat there. And for a second, I was like, maybe I should like look at my phone so I don't look weird. Because I was just sitting there. I wasn't looking at anything. I was just sitting there, kind of just like, you know, I'm waiting, and it's okay. I did not pick up my phone to like just scroll on social media. I haven't even really been on social media since when I'm on the medication. Like, I don't really have the urge to look and scroll and look at a new video. I know there's been a lot of studies on like social media and what it has to do with dopamine and like pleasure senses and stuff like that. I do believe people with ADHD need that constant like new stimulation all the time. So social media can be especially addicting for people with ADHD. And I know, I'm embarrassed to say how much screen time my phone tells me I have average each day at the end of the week. I've been trying to get it down. I know it's going to go down dramatically since I've been on this medication, but I can honestly say like I definitely get stuck on social media. But even conversations with my boyfriend today, he was like, you're remembering stuff. Like, he went to go do something. 5 minutes later, he came back. I picked up on the conversation right where we left off. You know, or if I got distracted, I could pick up where I was at fairly quickly. This is cool. All right, I'm gonna finish my work. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching my video. Give the video a thumbs up and please hit that subscribe button to get more content from me. You might as well turn on the notification bell as well as including, you might as well. Anyway, so at this point, I've been on the medication for a few months, and I can do like a 3-month update if you guys would like that. Otherwise, I did recently just get tested for a learning disability. So like I mentioned before, I'm recording these intros and outros like 3 months later. I started the medication in January. So it's been a few months later, and I'm trying to get back into college so I can finish. Oh gosh, this is just a lot. Learning disability, math learning disability. I got tested for it, and stay tuned for the next video to see how that went, what it was like, what the results came out to be, and my struggles with math for my entire educational career. Toodles.